Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I hope we are all on the same page on this regard that I'm providing very important, very crucial civil justice sign off for myself, and it's a multitasking is the wisdom. And with that said, I will quickly read through the civil justice, and it might go a little longer because the nature of the crime is so deadliest, and it must be addressed this way only. So as I told you earlier, some sessions might go longer, some sessions might go shorter based on the civil justice process itself, because some sessions needed the overview sessions and some sessions needed the question and answer sessions like that. So with that said, I will quickly read, I'll be keeping on reading the civil justice because that itself will take a lot of time. And if at all there be a need for me to talk for overview, I will do with that as well as needed. Okay. Part 8, March 2021. Question is, to USA federal and state government, 193 nations, 7.9 plus billions of humans, I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime and displayed to all nations and entire human kingdom. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, is excellent layman, true civil doctor that can provide fastest open bypass surgery for eyes, heart, brain for 7.9 plus billions of humans same time, and broke the world record for providing divine healing fastest than any robo, and why robots worldwide fears me only, for I am that I am born to save the world. Please write on your skull first before starting the task on your assignment. That is, in true Christianity alone, there is never war, and war or holocaust, or war equipments or holocaust. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Who created 700 years of Rome, Iran, Afghanistan war, which is called as Persia, then now it is called as Iran. So who created 700 years of Rome Empire and Persian Empire? Today is called as the Iran and Afghanistan, and then Roman Empire, today it is called as the Roman King Herod, Pope Francis. Did God of true Christianity created war? Why God of USA, Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II never prevented war when being God of USA? For your birthrights, civil rights, human rights, do you all know when God of USA never prevented any wars worldwide is a death penalty crime enough to be thrown in a lake of fire as in Holy Bible guidelines of civil law of death penalty? Of war crimes, for created war crimes. Do you all know Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II and absolute monarchs never prevented war? And for created wars should be thrown in lake of fire, volcano in Hawaii in USA. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis failed in God of USA job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must be the Vatican leader now, as in Holy Bible guidelines only. Queen Elizabeth II failed in Queen's job, and failed in God of USA job, and failed in Absolute Monarchs job, and failed in jump directly from heaven, divine rights of God job, and USA should, without any fear, should dethrone Queen Elizabeth II to be as Elizabeth II. And USA must get back the Kohinoor crown that rightful belongs to I am that I am. And USA must seal and dissolve any or all avatars of absolute monarchs organizations worldwide. And Roman provinces and USA, federal and state government must seal and shut down. USA must seal, and shut down for human endangerment. So, shut down. So one more time I will repeat that part of the sentence which I typed in. And dissolve any all or avatars of absolute monarchs organizations worldwide, and USA must seal and shut down Roman province Jesuits organizations in state of Wisconsin, state of Illinois, state of Michigan, state of New York, state of New England, state of Maryland, state of Louisiana, state of Missouri, state of California, state of Oregon, for Roman province Jesuits organizations in USA in 50 states is wild endangered species and human endangerment in next 1 second is a civil justice signed off according to the Holy Bible guidelines. According to the Holy Bible guidelines, Pope Francis should pay tax-free $500,000 trillion per war type times total wars created in all nations in past 50,000 years to each civilian times total population. I, Vethapriya PROSE, must be the supreme civil judge for all types, as in family law judge, criminal law judge, finance law judge, medical law judge for all nations to lead the justice worldwide. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, should be the poverty relief medical director chief for all nations worldwide now, for I am only one excellent civil doctor in entire human kingdom as of now in March 2021. I am native Indian tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, and I am King of Jews, for I am that I am. Who created World War I? Did God of true Christianity created World War I? Why God of USA, Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II, God of USA, never prevented war when being God of USA? For your birthrights, civil rights, human rights, do you all know when God of USA never prevented any wars worldwide is a death penalty crime enough to be thrown in lake of fire as in Holy Bible guidelines of civil law death penalty? Do you all know for Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II and absolute monarchs never prevented war, and for created wars should be thrown in lake of fire, volcano in Hawaii in USA? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis failed in God of USA job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, should be the Vatican leader now as in Holy Bible guidelines only. Who created Russia pogrom of Jews, like POGROM? Russia, Germany, who created Germany, Russia Non-Aggression Treaty Pact that was signed right before the World War II? Who created World War II? Who created Holocaust? Who created approximately 16,000 gas chambers in Poland, Warsaw? Did God of true Christianity created Russia pogroms of Jews? Did God of true Christianity created Russia-Germany Non-Aggression Treaty Pact? Did God of true Christianity created World War II? Did God of true Christianity created Holocaust? Did God of true Christianity created approximately 16,000 gas chambers in Poland, Warsaw? When USA government able to provide medical finance compensation in millions of dollars to the Jews survivors of Holocaust of Europe nations, Islam nations worldwide, why the same US government never provided Jews survivors of Holocaust during World War II held in Asia nations as in India and neighboring nations, and it is a deadliest injustice provided by United States of America? Why God of USA, Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II never prevented Russia program of Jews, Russia-Germany non-aggression treaty pact, World War II, Holocaust, approximately 16,000 gas chambers in Poland, Warsaw, and never educated USA should pay the same millions of dollars to the Jews survivors of Holocaust of World War II in India and neighboring nations when being God of USA. For your birthrights, civil rights, human rights, do you all know when God of USA never prevented any wars worldwide and never educated United States of America to pay the $1 million finance claim process to be provided to each civilian of India and neighboring nations? It is the deadliest penalty crime enough for the Pope Francis and Absolute-Monarchs and Queen of Elizabeth to be thrown in lake of fire as in Holy Bible guidelines of civil or death penalty? Do you all know for Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II and Absolute-Monarchs never prevented war, and for created wars should be thrown in lake of fire in volcano in Hawaii in USA? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. And United States of American government should stand upside down and should pay at least tax-free $1 billion to each civilian in India and neighboring nations for USA failed to provide the same medical Holocaust Jews survivors finance aid, and Pope Francis failed in God of USA job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must be the Vatican leader now as in Holy Bible guidelines only. Who created 30 Europe rebel organizations, so 165 Islam rebel organizations, Scotland KKK organizations, Germany Nazi, USA Nazi, Africa Rhodesia, USA Rhodesia, Confederate slave statues in USA, bloodiest India Kalinga War of Maurya Empire, civil wars, Rwanda genocide, Sri Lanka genocide, Greece Cyprus genocide, Native Indian tribes genocide, USA Cuba War genocide, USA Cambodia War, USA Laos War, China War, Japanese War, Pearl Harbor, Normandy, Dunkirk, D-Day, Korea Wars, Indo-Chinese Wars, Burma Wars, Nepal Wars, Indo-Bangladesh Wars, Indo-Kashmir Wars, Indo-Pakistan Wars, martyrs, bloodshed, Britain Atlantic African slavery for 1,000 years, and Britain Arabs Islam African slave trade for 1,000 years. Did God of true Christianity created war? Why God of USA, Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II never prevented war when being God of USA? For your birthright, civil rights, human rights, do you all know when God of USA never prevented any wars worldwide is death penalty crime enough to be thrown in lake of fire as in Holy Bible guidelines of civil or death penalty? Do you all know for Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II and Absolute-Monarchs never prevented war, and for created wars should be thrown in lake of fire, volcano in Hawaii in USA? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. And for Pope Francis failed in God of USA job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be the Vatican leader now, as in Holy Bible Guidelines. Who created Britain Native Indian Tribes War worldwide and killed, slaughtered, and butchered, manslaughtered, homicide, deadliest war crimes? Did God of true Christianity created war? Why God of USA, Pope Francis, and Queen Elizabeth II never prevented war when being God of USA? For your birthrights, civil rights, human rights, do you all know when God of USA never prevented any wars worldwide, is death penalty crime enough to be thrown in lake of fire as in Holy Bible guidelines of civil law death penalty? Do you all know for Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II and absolute monarchs never prevented war, and for created war crimes must should be thrown in lake of fire volcano in Hawaii in USA? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and for Pope Francis failed in God of USA job must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be Vatican leader now as in Holy Bible guidelines. Who created United Arab Emirates Syria Palestine Baath Party? Who created Syria Palestine Baath Party? Who created ISIS? Who created ISIL? Who created Boko Haram and wars in Islam nations, Iraq Gulf War I and Gulf War II, created by USA? Who created 7 years old Syria war? Who created peace wars as in Israel-Gaza war? Who created USA-Afghanistan war? Did God of true Christianity created war? Why God of USA, Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II never prevented war when being God of USA? For your birthrights, do you all know birthrights and civil rights and human rights? Do you all know when God of USA never prevented any wars worldwide, is death penalty crime enough to be thrown in lake of fire as in Holy Bible guidelines of civil law death penalty? Do you all know for Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II and absolute monarchs never prevented war, and for created war should be thrown in lake of fire in volcano in Hawaii in USA? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and for Pope Francis failed in God of USA job must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be Vatican leader now as in Holy Bible guidelines. Who created Russia, Crimea, Ukraine war? Did God of true Christianity created war? Why God of USA, Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II never prevented war when being God of USA? For your birthrights, civil rights, human rights, do you all know when God of USA prevented any wars worldwide, is death penalty crime enough to be thrown in lake of fire as in Holy Bible guidelines of civil law death penalty? Do you all know for Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II and absolute monarchs never prevented war, and for created wars should be thrown in lake of fire, volcano in Hawaii in USA? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and for Pope Francis failed in God of USA job must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be the Vatican leader now as in Holy Bible guidelines. Why Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, Russia, Turkey, Iran, USA, Islam nations, Syria, United Arab Emirates created Israel Defense Force, created war equipments, and asked the fake Israel leader Netanyahu to sell the deadliest war equipments to the nations? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and for Pope Francis failed in God of USA job must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be the Vatican leader now as in Holy Bible guidelines. Why USA do not have amendment to never sell, export or import war equipments to other nations when there is amendments of 18th and 21st amendments says do not sell alcohol or liquor, and it is an umbrella for drug selling crime, and selling war equipments is drug selling crime after all. So why Statue of Liberty provided by cunning France also created a freedom of religion as in First Amendment failed to prevent the deadliest war equipment drug selling program of USA when being Statue of Liberty. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and for Pope Francis failed in guard of USA job. Now, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be the Vatican leader now as in Holy Bible guidelines, and for civil justice signed to I am that I am by USA now. I want Statue of Liberty in USA to be destroyed in ashes now in next 1 second for the Statue of Liberty of USA instead of preventing wars created war crimes when being a Statue of Liberty. So I will read that one more time. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and for Pope Francis failed in guard of USA job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be the Vatican leader now, as in Holy Bible guidelines, and for civil justice signed to I am that I am by USA now. I want Statue of Liberty in USA to be destroyed in ashes now in next 1 second for Statue of Liberty of USA instead of preventing wars created war crimes when being a Statue of Liberty and failed in Statue of Liberty job is deadliest death penalty crime. So the death penalty for Statue of Liberty is USA must destroy the Statue of Liberty in ashes for created war crimes, and USA can get a healthy guidelines from President Trump 2016 to 2020. So I will read that one more time, the civil justice, to be on the same page. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and for Pope Francis failed in guard of USA job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be the Vatican leader now, as in Holy Bible guidelines, and for civil justice signed to I am that I am by USA. I want Statue of Liberty in USA to be destroyed in ashes now in next 1 second for Statue of Liberty of USA instead of preventing wars created war crimes and being a Statue of Liberty. and failed in Statue of Liberty job is the deadliest crime, penalty crime, death penalty crime. So the death penalty for Statue of Liberty is USA must destroy the Statue of Liberty in ashes for created war crimes, and USA can get healthy guidelines from President Trump for the year 2016 to 2020. What is war equipments? Does USA and all nations have surgeons to provide war equipments surgery as of today, March 2021? Yes or no? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis failed in Pope job, must resign now. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Vatican leader now, is civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. I will read it one more time. What is war equipments? You all work on that answer correctly. I want only correct answer. Okay. Does USA and all nations have surgeons to provide war equipment surgery today, as of today, March 2021? For example, if there is a heart attack in the war equipment aeroplanes, the engine is a heart for an airplane, or a heart in the tanks, are there any surgeons to provide surgery? I do not want anybody to laugh. No, it's not funny. Yes or no? So I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis failed in Pope job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, become the Vatican leader now, is civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. According to the Holy Bible guidelines. What is domestic violence? War. Does USA and all nations have surgeons to provide war of hatred surgery as of today? Yes or no? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis failed in Pope's job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, become the Vatican leader now, with civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. What is domestic violence? War. Does USA and all nations have surgeons to provide war of discrimination surgery? As of today, March 2021, yes or no? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis failed in Pope's job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Vatican leader now, is civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Do you all know, for your birthrights, human rights, civil rights, that nations, governments do not have any birthrights to create war of slavery, hatred, discrimination, and then war equipments, and selling war equipments to other nations to provide substance abuse influence, classified as intoxication of innocent human brains, worldwide and must not, should not import or export any avatars of war equipments to any nation as of March 2021, and it is deadliest war crime and saddest reality is USA provided that deadliest war crime and for with fatal negligence USA sold or selling any war equipments of any avatars to any nations is death penalty for USA after all, and that is why USA got all the curses of Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth to the God of USA misguided and destroyed USA operations. Yes or no? And for fatal negligence of at fault and found guilty and on all counts of misconduct of Vatican leader Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth to misguidance crime. It is USA must kneel down and should pay tax-free $500,000 trillion to each civilian worldwide to total 7.9 plus billions of humans for fatal negligence USA sold or selling toxic war equipments, violating humane standards, and USA must say loudest to total human population that USA will never dare to sell any war equipments to any nations starting next 1 second and starting next 1 second USA government will gather all war equipments and dump in the mouths of Queen Elizabeth to the God of USA and Pope Francis, the God of USA, and in the mouths of all Islam leaders worldwide, and in the mouth of fake Israel leader Netanyahu, is civil justice served to I am that I am, according to Holy Bible guidelines. So I will read this one more time because I just typed in, whatever God is, God's Holy Spirit, only I'm talking, isn't it? So do you all know, for your birthrights, human rights, civil rights, that nations, governments do not have birthrights to create war of slavery, war of hatred, war of discrimination, war equipments, selling war equipments to other nations to provide substance abuse influence, classified as intoxication of innocent human brains worldwide, must not, should not import or export any avatars of war equipments to any nations as of March 2021, and it is deadliest war crime classification. And saddest reality is United States of America provided that deadliest war crime for with fatal negligence it is United States of America sold or selling any war equipments of any avatars to any nations is a death penalty for USA after all. And that is why USA got all curses of Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II, the God of USA, misguided and destroyed USA operations. Yes or no? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, so because I displayed the deadliest crime and proved President Joe Biden can never be president, and the crime is deadliest, President Joe Biden should resign now, immediate. And I, the native Indian tribe, without any voting, must be the leader of USA now. And I native Indian, Christian, Jew of Israel, Jerusalem. Okay, I will read that one more time. This question, I want you all to answer that correctly. And after that question, I know the correct answers, right? So do you all know, for your birthrights, human rights, civil rights, that nations, governments do not have birthrights to create war of slavery, war of hatred, war of discrimination, war equipments, selling war equipments to the other nations to provide substance abuse, influence, classified as intoxication of innocent human brains worldwide, a nation must not, should not import or export any avatars of war equipments to any nations as of March 2021, and it is deadliest war crime and saddest deadliest war crime, and enforce poverty, disability worldwide with refugees, orphans, humans amputated because of war, etc., beggars, and lost families in the war, etc. So I will read that particular sentence one more time. So nations must not, should not import or export any avatars or war equipments to any nations as of March 2021, and it is deadliest war crime and enforce poverty, disability worldwide with refugees, orphans, humans amputated because of war, etc., then beggars, lost families in wars, then unemployment, then divorce, then widows, then side effects created from wars as in PSTD, post stress trauma disorder, that's created always after that wars for either military or the civilians, etc., and for creating snipers and abusing the military operations, etc. And saddest reality is USA provided that deadliest war crime for with fatal negligence. USA sold or selling any war equipments of any avatars to any nations is death penalty for USA after all. And that is why USA got all the curses of Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II, the God of USA, misguided and destroyed US operations. Yes or no? You keep working on the correct answers, okay? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime and proved President Joe Biden can never be president. And the crime is deadliest, and President Joe Biden should resign now immediate. And I, native Indian tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, true owner of USA, without any voting, must be the interim leader of USA now, and Pope Francis failed in Pope job, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Vatican leader now. The civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines and for fatal negligence and at fault and found guilty of all counts of misconduct of Vatican leader Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II misguidance crime. It is USA must kneel down and should pay tax-free $500,000 trillion to each civilian worldwide to total 7.9 plus billions of humans for fatal negligence. USA sold or selling toxic war equipments violating the human standards, and USA must say loudest to the human population that USA will never dare to sell any war equipments to any nations starting next 1 second. And starting next 1 second, USA government will gather all the war equipments and dump in the mouths of Queen Elizabeth II, the God of USA, and dump in the mouths of Pope Francis, the God of USA, and dump in the mouths of all Islam leaders, count by count worldwide, and in the mouth of fake Israel leader Netanyahu is civil justice served to I am that I am according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Do you all know? Do you all know? Do you all know for your birthrights, human rights, civil rights, that Department of Health Services do not have birthright to create war or war equipments? Yes or no? Do you all know that pharmaceuticals, doctors, medical care only creates war equipments? Yes or know? So I will repeat that question one more time. Do you all know that pharmaceuticals, doctors, surgeons, brain surgeons, medical care only creates war equipments? That means I would have to include Harvard Law School and Harvard Medical School. Oh my gosh. Do you all know that Harvard Law School and Harvard Medical School pharmaceuticals, doctors, brain surgeons, scientists, right? Only creates war equipments. So, do you all by now aware that Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks only created war equipments in USA? Yes or no? So, with this particular civil justice, I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime and proved Department of Health Services, Dr. Fauci, right? Fauci, and Dr. Brinks created deadliest war equipments. So, I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must be, should be the leader of DHS, World Health Organization, Center for Disease Control, Department of Children's and Families, then Department of Justice, then Department of Tax Revenue, right? Tax revenue, then agriculture, and that means I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must be, should be the Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief for all nations. Now means USA must sign off the job offer now according to Holy Bible guidelines. And okay, so I will read that one more time. I'm just reading the whatever I typed in, so just be patient. And okay, I will read that one more time. Do you all know for your birthrights, human rights, civil rights, that Department of Health Services do not have birthrights to create war or war equipments? Yes or no? Do you all know that Harvard Law School and Harvard Medical School, pharmaceuticals, doctors, brain surgeons, scientists, medical care only created war equipments? Do you all know by now aware that Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks only created war equipments in USA? Yes or no? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime and proved at fault found guilty is USA Department of Health Services, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks created deadliest war equipments. So I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be the leader of Department of Health Services, World Health Organizations, Center for Disease Control, Department of Children Family, Department of Justice, Department of IRS, Department of Agriculture, and that means I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be the Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief for all nations now means USA must sign off the job offer now according to the Holy Bible guidelines. And USA Department of Health Services must pay tax-free $500 billion for Department of Services created war crimes by created toxic war equipments, and I proved President Joe Biden can never be president and the crime is deadliest. So President Joe Biden should resign now immediate. And I, Native Indian tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, true owner of USA without any voting, must be interim leader of USA now. And Pope Francis failed in Pope job, must resign now. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE, become Vatican leader now, is civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Now, which type of the domestic violence is healthiest for human brain and human heart and human eyes wellness? Is it domestic violence word itself? If yes, why? If no, why? Is it domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination? If yes, why? If not, why? Is it orphanages or foster care or refugees, divorced, widows, unemployment, farmers, veterans, foster care. So I will write it. Is it orphanages? I will read it one more time. Is it orphanages or foster care, refugees, divorced, single parents, single moms? Which domestic violence do you love it? Please rate it, okay, in the scale of 1 to 10, and rate it how healthiest it is for your brains, it is for healthiest for your eyesight, it is healthiest for your human heart. Remember the task? I want you all to tear your hearts in pieces and then break your hearts in pieces and then work on the correct answer. You all have to follow that instruction only. Only then you all will get the correct answer, my dear fellow mankind. Which type? I will read that one more time. Okay, I forgot war and war. War and war equipments. Nuclear bombs. Medical drugs with side effects. Okay. Which type of domestic violence is healthiest for human brain and human heart and human eyes wellness? Is it domestic violence word itself? If yes, why? If no, why? Is it domestic violence slavery? Is it domestic violence hatred? Is it domestic violence discrimination? If yes, why? If no, why? Is it orphanages or war and war equipments? Or is it nuclear bombs? Or is it medical drugs with side effects? Or is it foster care? Or is it refugees? Or is it divorced? Or is it single parents? Or a single mom? Or is it widows? Or is it unemployment? Or is it farmers? Or is it veterans? Or Is it paupers or beggars or orphans or homeless? If yes, which domestic violence do you all like it? You know, everybody human brain processing is different. Some say, oh yeah, my brain says, I just love the domestic violence, homeless, and it creates a lot of sadistic happiness for me to enjoy the suffering of homeless, right? Because human brain operations is different. So you all work on your correct answer. I want you all to figure out what is the correct answer. Which domestic violence types do you all like it? If no, why? If you do not like it, why? Why do you do not like it? Rate that healthiest scale in 1 to 10, for 10 being healthiest wellness, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Did USA created war equipments healthiest for human brains, hearts, and eyes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Okay. Nations worldwide have government signed domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination is healthiest. Then why on the earth there is domestic violence of slavery and hatred and discrimination and types of wars and war zones, avatars, signed healthiest for human brains, hearts, and eyes in household worldwide in the form of family feuds, family politics, backstabbing, families, friends, all classified as war crimes. Okay, I will read that question one more time. Okay. Foolish nations worldwide, the governments, they want to have a tax revenue. It's all created for tax only. The wars are created for tax only, right? So, okay, nations worldwide have governments signed domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination is healthiest. Then why on the earth there is domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination types of wars and war zones, avatars signed healthiest for human brains and hearts and eyes in the households worldwide? In the form of family feud is a war type. Family politics is a war type. Backstabbing families is a war type. And friends, backstabbing friends are war type. All classified as deadliest war crimes. Do you all even know what types of war it is deadliest it is for a birthright? Why there are never humans hit anywhere in earth as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why educated population worldwide signed war equipments signed healthiest for human brains, hearts, and eyes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why doctors population worldwide signed war equipments healthiest for human brains, hearts, and eyes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why lawyers populations worldwide signed war equipments healthiest for human brains, hearts, and eyes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why teachers populations worldwide signed war equipments signed healthiest for human brains, hearts, and eyes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why engineers populations worldwide signed war equipments signed healthiest for human brains and hearts and eyes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why Harvard Law School of USA population worldwide signed war equipments is healthiest for human brains and hearts and eyes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why Harvard Medical School of USA population worldwide signed war equipments is healthiest for human brains, hearts, and eyes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why Roman Catholics, Christianity, Jesuits, private schools, and colleges of USA population worldwide signed war equipments is healthiest for human brains, hearts, and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Why Christian private schools of any denominations and colleges of USA, population worldwide, signed war equipment, is healthiest for brains, hearts, and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Why non-Christian schools of any denominations and colleges of USA, population worldwide, signed war equipment is healthiest for human hearts, brains, and eyes. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. What is the sales tax percentage of the year 2021 for war equipments? What APR percent interest chart of 2021 provided by Department of Health Services for domestic violence war equipments? What is the state tax percentage of 2021 for war equipments and federal tax percent 2021 for war equipments? When Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks provided busy marketing for masks for a plague that never existed, why Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks never provided mask guidelines for war equipments? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. So for deadliest IRS and Treasury and tax fraud crime of United States of America and 50 states of USA for never provided tax codes for domestic violence of slavery and hatred and discrimination of war equipments. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, for displayed USA tax fraud, USA IRS tax fraud, and USA Treasury tax fraud. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, want medical compensation of tax-free $1 trillion. For Pope Francis created orphanages. For Pope Francis created the war equipments, tax fraud crime, and I want United States of America to pay me $2 trillion for tax-free $2 trillion direct deposit to my bank account. For Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks failed in doctor's job and never provided masks for domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, and war equipments. It is a deadliest war crime. So, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks never provided the COVID-19 mask for war equipments, comes under the classification of not even domestic violence. It comes under the classification of deadliest Holocaust war crime. So, for me, I want the Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks to live free, to watch me to live with the acid thrown on my face. And United States of America must kneel down and pay me $2 trillion for the deadliest war crime provided by Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks in the year of 2020 by not providing COVID-19 mask for all war equipments worldwide. It's a crime. It's a crime. It's a deadliest crime. And for I displayed all this, President Joe Biden must resign now. He should just get out of the White House now, right? He should just get out of the White House immediately. I said, he do not have any time to apologize or to work on how to apologize or nothing. He cannot, he lost the eligibility to apologize to the population, and I proved that how and why exactly that $1.9 trillion of the stimulus package is a crap. It's a trash. I will only ask President Joe Biden to chew and eat that 1.9+ trillion stimulus dollars in his mouth. I will dump it on his mouth and I'll ask him to eat it and just get out of the White House, right? Because the deadliest crime. And what is more deadliest crime? For Dr. Fauci provided the deadliest war crime. It is President Joe Biden signed a new job offer for, again, to create more crime. That itself a crime is a crime, right? Yes, my dear fellow mankind, President Trump must be laughing out loudest in his heart, if not loudest, right? Sometimes when there is injustice or when there is something that's going on, people cannot say it out loud. They have to choose the injustice in themselves. Right? President Trump was a president for 2016 to 2020. That's all. So he's the only one in United States of America must be laughing out loudest right now. Right? How many of y'all have God-given heart? Loves domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, and orphanages and foster care, refugees, unemployed, divorced, widows, single parents, single moms, wars, amputated humans became disabled from wars, beggars, paupers, homeless, lost loved ones in entire scam of Vatican, code of abuse, poverty, mandate law. Okay, I will read through this question one more time. I want you all to work on the correct answer. How many of y'all, having God-given heart, loves domestic violence of slavery, domestic violence of hatred, domestic violence of discrimination, and orphanages and refugees and unemployed and divorced and widows and single parents, single moms and wars and amputated humans became disabled from the wars, then beggars and paupers and homeless and lost loved ones in the entire scam of Vatican code of abuse, poverty, mandate law? If yes, why? Why do you love it? If no, why not? Why your heart does not love it? Why not? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. When 7.9 plus billions of humans, national operations never created domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination types of war, crimes, worldwide. Who created domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, foster care, orphanages, refugees, unemployed, divorced, single moms, single parents, prison inmates, did I miss any? Then, yeah, war, amputated humans from war, etc. worldwide. I will read this question one more time. When true God of true Christianity, all national operations. Okay, so when true God of true Christianity, all national operations, 7.9 plus billions of humans, never created domestic violence of slavery and hatred and discrimination types of war crimes worldwide. Who created the domestic violence of slavery, domestic violence of hatred, domestic violence of discrimination, and domestic violence of foster care, domestic violence of orphanages, refuge, unemployed, divorced, single moms, single parents, prison inmates, amputated humans from war, etc. worldwide? I know you are all laughing. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Who created war equipments in the United States of America and all nations as of March 2021? I, where the PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why there is war and types of war crimes in USA and all nations as of March 2021? I, where the PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Did God of true Christianity created war? Did God of true Christianity created war and war crimes? If yes, why? If no, why? I, where the PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Did humans created war equipments? If yes, why? If no, why? I, where the PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Did animals and plants created war and war crimes? War and war crimes? If yes, why? If no, why? I, where the PROSE proved the deadliest crime, and I know, you all are laughing out loudest. I'll read that question one more time. Did animals and plants created war and war crimes? Yes or no? If yes, why? If no, why? Why gods of USA, Pope Francis, Queen Elizabeth II, Absolute-Monarchs created war equipments and war crimes? War equipments and war crimes in USA and all nations as of March 2021. Again, you are all laughing, isn't it? I, where the PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when there is Harvard Medical School and Harvard Law School, there must not be any war equipments? I, where the PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when there is government in each nation worldwide as of March 2021, there must not be war equipments? I, where the PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when there is educated population, there must not be any war equipments? I, where the PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when any nation have at least one domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, and war? National Rifle Association of USA and deadliest war equipments and deadliest war crimes. I will repeat this question one more time. Do you all know when any nation have at least one domestic violence of slavery or hatred or discrimination as a National Rifle Association of United States of America and the deadliest war equipments and deadliest war crimes, that nation is disqualified to be the nation, and at least one disqualified to be the nation and should be sealed and shut down forever. You all got it. Why USA is at fault mode and found guilty mode and handcuffed by I am that I am. And it's not only USA, worldwide, all nations are handcuffed by me. And now you all got it. Why I filed lawsuit against Queen Elizabeth II, against Pope Francis, against Absolute Monarchs, against each nation for $50,000 trillion. And why I filed a lawsuit against Department of Health Services for $500 billion, Department of Welfare, Family, Children for $500 billion, Department of Justice for $500 billion, Department of Tax Agencies for $500 billion, and why exactly Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks created the war crime in 2020, right? So this war crime, if the discipline is not going to provide, this kind of a scam will be going on forever. If not COVID-19, there will be some other virus they are going to create, right? Don't you all think I have to quarantine Dr. Fauci, Dr. Brinks from entire 7.9 plus billions of humans and then display the crime they provided and then get the rightful medical compensation for entire human kingdom? For they are the ones who created the deadliest war crime, COVID-19 after all. Nobody knew, right? Can you all see? Can you all see how injustice provides everything in a legalized way, and that is why only there is criminal law in all nations, nothing else, not anymore. I burnt the criminal justice in ashes, right? If the criminal justice is healthiest, there should not be any war. That's all, to burn the criminal justice in ashes, according to the Holy Bible. I already said, clean love is the sharpest tool to destroy all the evil force in ashes. And it's happening right now. Whatever predicted in Holy Bible is only happening right now. So just relax, enjoy. Celebrate the Merry Christmas in the spring day. I am the first woman to educate how and why exactly humans should celebrate Merry Christmas, the festival of true love, every single day. Beyond coffin means even after death, the people must be celebrating only festival of true love. That's the wisdom behind it. And I educated only wises can celebrate Merry Christmas. Fools can never ever celebrate Merry Christmas. So with that said, do you all know, as of March 2021, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks never knows what is domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, and war crimes, and orphanages and foster care, etc. And it is a deadliest crime. And USA government must pay me another $2 trillion for produced foolish doctors, wild human endangerment species, as in Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks. They should be having at least one bloodline from the Germans, isn't it? So if at all they had that conscious nerve in their brain and a heart given by the God, if at all they would have known how much of white-skinned Germans underwent through the famine and unemployment, all kind of Holocaust, Nazism in the Germany land, they would never have bothered to create that kind of a crime in 2021. I slapped on their face, isn't it? Their forefathers or whoever, they must have, at least one of them in their family must have provided the salute, the Hitler salute. I don't know what is so big deal about that Hitler salute is all about. It's only Germans knows that. But then I already said I don't have to know anything, but without knowing anything, I can crack down the crime, right? So if at all they would have provided the salute for a Hitler, they would not have created this COVID-19. Why? It is the Hitler, the innocent man, who created the Nazi organization initially to provide healthy, affordable solutions for the poverty people. President Barack Obama provided his way of helping the poverty people by creating a baby step. It's a long way to go. That's a lot of errors is there, but it can be fixed. I only can fix it, right? So are you seeing the patterns of how the human brains operates without knowing each other? How generations of different generations, people, always few good men are there, right? We're there. And if you see the patterns, it's always patterns is only one. All of them wanting to eradicate poverty and provide a helping hand to the poverty population to lift them from the poverty. Nobody knew what exactly was the scope and objective and how the Nazi organizations were even created at the first place. Without knowing that only, they all threw acid on the face of innocent man, Hitler. So that means Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks provided the fakeism, isn't it? Can you get it? Even they were all the Germans who provided the salute to the Hitler, they all became backstabbers. They all became St. Judas after all, right? Because that says it all. Dr. Fauci got the salary of $1 million, right? Few weeks alone, he got the salary, right? If at all, they would have provided the salute, the Hitler salute. I don't know what exactly that salute is for. Is it a hype or whatever? I don't know. It's an exaggeration. I don't know. I don't even want to know about that. They would have taken the amendment of 18th Amendment and 21st Amendment, even during that last year, the spring. They would have taken that 18th Amendment and 21st Amendment and immediately would have passed down a law for all the retailers to ban the alcohol and tobacco, and provided that legacy of the torch which Hitler wanted to finish. Right? They failed in it. They failed in it. Right. That's a crime. They became backstabbers to Hitler. So this kind of a backstab is always there. St. Judas, they are called as a St. Judas. Right? It's all a hidden puzzle code only. But can you see how everything traces, right? The St. Jude. These criminals, they change the name accordingly. That way people will ask them any question, isn't it? St. Jude sounds so heavenly, saint, and then Jude. And then more heavenly is what? It is a free medical facility for children cancer hospital. Right. But then it's named after Judas. So that means what? What is the indirect meaning of that? Why people never got it? It is a crucifixion will be mandated to all the children of the human kingdom worldwide, and Pope Francis will create cancer for the children no matter what. That is the hidden message in that St. Jude's Children Cancer Hospital. That one sentence has a deadliest hidden message on that. People never got it. If you go to the Walmart, there will be a cash counter. Do you want to donate to St. Jude Hospital for cancer? I don't know about my peers. I just pass through it because I know what is a crime. But I cannot say it out loud. It's a Walmart or any grocery store, isn't it? I know how these innocent people are fooled. They all have fanatic love for Pope Francis and worship him as a god, right? It is Pope Francis who is creating cancers for the children, my dear fellow mankind. Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks knows about that. Right, knows about that. What kind of a guidelines they give for the cancer children patient, which is medical cost is going to be highest, right? Tell me, please tell me, can you all understand the crime of Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks provided, and why my blood is super boiling, and why I am asking United States of America to sign off tax-free $2 trillion for me to get healed from that emotional trauma that the damage is provided by Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks. I need at least, I'm asking only cheapest. I need at least minimum $2 trillion exclusive bill that must be provided to bank account, direct deposit, right? What would you all have done, my dear fellow mankind? If you all were Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks, and you all know that cancers for children, it's created by Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II, what would you all have done? What would you all have done if you all were Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks, and you all know it is Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II and Absolute-Monarchs who created the federal prisons, and for adult prisons and the children prisons who should never be in the prisons at the first place? What would you all have done? Is Dr. Fauci and Dr. Briggs humans? The crime they provided is a death penalty crime only. But what is civil justice is, USA can even ask, can USA provide death penalty for Dr. Fauci and Dr. Briggs? I will say no. Because I want the task my way. I want the civil justice my way, right? Okay, USA can ask me, oh, can USA revoke the doctor's license and the title from the Dr. Fauci and Dr. Briggs and make them unemployed and poverty in 1 second? I will say no. I will say to the USA, allow Dr. Fauci and Dr. Briggs to live free. Allow them to watch me live with the scars they created on my face. Who are they to mandate mask for a plague that never even existed, and COVID-19 must not be even there in the first place, right? Who are they to fool the entire world? For me, it is creating emotional trauma. As if already pain and agony is not enough, who are they to create more emotional trauma to me? So, coolest way, pay me the check of tax-free $2 trillion. I will take care of how to get healed from my emotional trauma. Let them watch. This is what is civil justice according to the Holy Bible guidelines. I will read this question one more time. You all figure out correct answer for yourself. Do you all know, as of March 2021, Dr. Fauci and Dr. Briggs never knows what is domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination and war crimes, orphanages and foster care? Is the deadliest crime, and USA government must pay me another $2 trillion. That must be tax-free only. For produced foolish doctors, wild endangered, human endangered species as in Dr. Fauci and Dr. Briggs. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Do you all know when Pope Francis is God of USA and Queen Elizabeth II is God of USA, there must never be any war equipments as of today in March 2021. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. And dethrone Queen Elizabeth II, and United States of American federal government must get the Kohinoor crown, diamond crown from the Buckingham Palace and give it to me, I, Vethapriya PROSE, the true owner of the Kohinoor diamond crown. For I am that I am, King of Jews, the true owner of USA and all nations. Why there are no humans, no doctors, no teachers, no lawyers, no judges yet in USA and in any nations worldwide, and here is already March 2021. I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. So I must be the Vatican leader. I must be the Supreme Court judge of all nations. I must be the Supreme Court family law judge for all nations. I must be the Supreme Court children law judge all nations. When USA never knows that there must never be any children prison, that's a crime, beyond war crime. So that is why I must become the Supreme Children Law Judge for all nations. I must be the Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief for all nations to lead the Department of Justice, Department of Revenue, Department of Welfare and Family Children, Department of Agriculture, Department of Exports, Imports, Department of Pentagon, Department of Military. You all got it. Why providing that initial, that 2 or 3 minutes of that civil justice part? It's all because of all this proof. I'm proving it. I'm just proving it, right? There should never be any military abuse. Oh, that is the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis provided that military abuse. He should resign immediately. So do you all know what is domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, orphanages, foster care, then refugees, then paupers, then beggars, then divorced, then widows, then farmers, then veterans got amputated in the war, lost loved ones in the scam of Vatican Code of Abuse Law, war crimes, Do you all know what is domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, and orphanages and foster care and prison inmates? Prison inmates, right? Foster care, refugees, paupers, beggars, divorced, widowed, farmers, veterans amputated in war, lost loved ones in the scam of Vatican Code of Abuse Law types and war crimes. Vethapriya PROSE proved the deadliest crime. When Antichrist Pope Francis and Antichrist face of Pope Francis is cunning Islam, Judaism, Zionism, paganism, France leader created child marriage and 1 minute divorce sign-off in Las Vegas, Sin City in the United States of America as of March 2021. Why there is poverty mandate, enforced disability, war equipment process, Vatican Code of Abuse Law, handbook given by Pope Francis, Satan, Antichrist to the United States of America. Vethapriya PROSE proved the deadliest crime. Why? And that is why Pope Francis must resign immediately, and Vethapriya PROSE must become the Vatican leader now. And that moment, the very moment job offer is signed off, entire human kingdom is saved and protected, and I have to free the USA from the slavery. Only I can free the USA from the slavery. That is why I am wishing and praying to God that United States of American government, I know it is fools. Fools cannot understand the wisdom. So that is the helpless part. Even beyond that helpless part, I am wishing and praying that God talks to the hearts of the United States of America and sign the job offer that rightfully belongs to I am that I am now. And in that moment the job offer is signed off, even before I start the job, the entire human kingdom will be saved. That is the wisdom here. Why Antichrist, Pope Francis, God of USA, educated USA Republican government and Democrat government to never provide free housing, free vehicles, free nation benefits to the war equipments population. Vethapriya PROSE proved the deadliest crime. And Pope Francis failed in fourth job and also created war crime, must resign immediately from Vatican. And Vethapriya PROSE, the true owner of Vatican, must become the Vatican leader now. Why Antichrist Pope Francis educated USA government must separate biological moms from children in war equipment process. Vethapriya PROSE proved the deadliest crime, and for Pope Francis failed in God of USA job and Pope's job and failed in the leader of Vatican job, must resign immediately now, and Vethapriya PROSE should become the Vatican leader now according to the Holy Bible guidelines only. How USA government provided war equipments process for child marriage population. Vethapriya PROSE proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis created the child marriage hell, and it is coming under the classification of deadliest war crime and Holocaust, Nazism, must resign now. And Vethapriya PROSE, for displayed the crime of Vatican, must become the Vatican leader now, and I will save the entire human kingdom and will take care of all the nations as my own family, as in Holy Bible guidelines, civil law. How USA government provided child custody and ex parte process for child marriage population created by Pope Francis, and Pope Francis created war equipments, deadliest, that comes under the deadliest war crime and Holocaust crime and Nazism crime. Vethapriya PROSE proved the crime of Pope Francis. So Pope Francis failed in Pope's job, God of USA job, then having divine rights of God's job, then Roman King Herod job, then created the child marriage and war equipments, and it all comes under the classification deadliest Holocaust, Nazism crime. Deadliest Nazism crime. And yes, my dear fellow mankind, I am aware United States of American government hates one word, Nazism, and I know I am aware United States of American government will throw anybody who is classified as a deadliest Holocaust Nazism crime provider. And I prove this moment Pope Francis is a Nazism. He is the one who created Nazism. So United States of America will do the task I'm asking USA to do. That's all. So that means I will only ask, hey USA, go, pick it's not pick and choose program, right? It's go pick Pope Francis from the Vatican now, drop him in the volcano in Hawaii. Let me and sign off the job offer. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, will become the Vatican leader and provide the leading and the guidance process for all nations. So this is how I want the civil justice to be customized and tailored according to my way and must be provided. Did you all ask for child marriage, war crime? So Pope Francis being a god of USA, he must have known, isn't it? He's a god, he's a perfect human, he's a Republican too, jumped from heaven also. So how perfect holy man he is. So he should have never created the child marriage in the first place. If Pope Francis don't know that creating child marriage is coming under the deadliest Holocaust and Nazism, war crime, classification of domestic violence, of manslaughter, homicide, first degree murder, deadliest crucifixion crime, it's not my problem. Right? He only became a Roman Catholic father and climbed on that ladder and then became a pope. It is his problem, not my problem. This is how I nailed on the deadliest criminal, Pope Francis, the sex offender. Right? Only the sex offenders will create the child marriage, and he created it. So USA government will not hate one word sex offender too, and I'm aware of it. And Pope Francis is a sex offender. Right? So did you all create child marriage? Popular signed off? No. Who? So it is Pope Francis, the true deadliest, venomous, poisonous, deadliest criminal who must not be even living in the earth and still living. The crime is skyrocketing, isn't it? When nobody is providing that kind of wisdom to the foolish nation of USA, I am the wisest providing that wisdom. So USA should listen to me and sign off the job offer to me. Blindness, because the entire human kingdom will be saved with that job offer sign off alone. I was educating the same to the Department of Justice, they ignored. I was educating the same to the Secretary of the State of Wisconsin, they ignored. So that means since spring of 2014, up until now, I've been educating the same wisdom only. And I can wish God's Holy Spirit could talk to the United States of American government to sign off the job offer to me, because it's not a joke. This deadliest crime is deadliest crime, must be fixed now. The job offer signed off to me is a civil justice one side for me, and some multitasking, because from day one, even after sign off also, the next second itself I can start working on the tasks. Because everything is in place, all the designs is all done. Design phase 2 and design phase 3 only is left out. And they are providing roadblock for me. And I'm wishing God, please God, dear God, please talk to the USA government and help them to provide the job offer sign off and the healthy sign off, salary sign off, and all the financial compensation I should get, right? Dr. Fauci, Dr. Brinks do not have birthright to create scars on my face by creating a mask mandate and a mask vaccination passport mandate, etc. for a plague that never even existed. That's a damage is done to me upfront. If my peers love that kind of a crime, it is their choice, right? And I'm unemployed. I'm in finance crisis. I must need the finance, right? Because you all know, if at all I have to use the retirement fund, then I have to pay a lot of penalty and the tax after tax on that crime, right? Can you all see how I am helpless mode in any way, every 360 degrees? Tax here, tax there, tax wherever. Going to the bank sector, tax. Going to the unemployment for help, unemployment benefit insurance for help, tax. Insurance, tax. Don't you all think I have to step in and provide healthy guidelines so that population will not be tortured anymore? Right? As if all this torture is not even enough. USA is funding trillions of dollars to create war equipments after war equipments, nuclear weapons after nuclear weapons, just to fight and kill and hate fellow mankind. What went wrong in the humanity? What went wrong? What went wrong? You all keep working on the questions, my dear fellow mankind. My blood is super boiling, and I'm not ashamed to say that for whatever crime that Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brink says, my blood is boiling. I can bail them out, that's all I can do. But whatever crime they provided, it comes under the classification of war crimes, Holocaust, Nazism crime, prosecution to the Jews crime. I'm a native Indian tribe Christian Jew, isn't it? This is how they provide the prosecution. I am the true Jew. So that means United States of America failed to provide that medical compensation for the Holocaust Jew survivor, along with interest and everything. If I'm going to slap on, it is going to be more than 500. It will be 1,000 times $1 trillion, right? That USA have to pay me. Can you all see the live testimony of how the true Jews are always prosecuted? This is how they will throw the acid and make the scars and make the Jews to be deformity. Deformity means enforcing people to be disabled, crippled mode. It is Dr. Fauci, Dr. Brinks provided all this kind of a crime to me, right? This is exactly how they will provide. But can you see how I'm still proving that late Germany leader Hitler is innocent man? Yes, my dear fellow mankind, is innocent. Dr. Fauci, Dr. Brinks is not. It's the same patterns of abuse. Then Germany, doctors only killed, murdered, homicide, manslaughter classification, and injected toxins of steroids and morphines and whatnot of a lethal toxic to destroy his brain to become a human bomb. It is the Germany doctors who created that. So when did it happen? From anywhere between 1918 to 1945? And Hitler was only born in 1889. So by the time he started Nazi, from being an immigrant in a poverty mode in Germany, immigrant from Austria, a neighboring nation of Germany, which was also one time Russia, right? That says it all. Why the Stalin and the Nazi Germany, they all provided joint hands and signed up the treaty, right? He's an innocent man. So it's been a track record forever. The prosecution is ever. These absolute monarchs, they will love sufferings of humans only, right? So even if the civilian stands up and talks for the rightful civil rights, they will kill them. So Queen Elizabeth II was waiting for the rightful chance. She wanted all these destructions to be happened at the first place. So she was waiting. She allowed Hitler to be human bomb for a while. And once when World War II is done worldwide, she took him off. She killed him. It comes under the first degree murder, homicide, manslaughter. I will only ask United States of America to throw that garbage Queen Elizabeth II in the volcano now and build a tallest statue of innocent man Hitler in United States of America now. In 1 second, create the statue. Stand upside down. It's okay. Stand upside down and build a statue for Hitler in United States of America. United States of American government can pick and choose where. I can say build that statue right in state of Wisconsin. I want state of Wisconsin. It's my choice. It's my life, right? 1 second they cannot build a statue. USA cannot give me that excuse. I will say, I will give you only 1 second. Go, 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 go. Work on a task. Build the statue of Hitler right in the statue of state of Wisconsin. Let entire world watch it. This is according to the Holy Bible guidance of civil law. This is how I will provide the civil law. I will fry Queen Elizabeth in ashes one side. I will mandate USA to fall down in knees. All the 99% of the Germans to fall down in knees and build one statue of late Germany, Hitler, in the state of Wisconsin in 1 second. That is how much faster they must build that statue. No time for excuse or late delay. Oh no, there is no material. No. Build it now and fry Queen Elizabeth in ashes now. Means USA must have all the teams I'm asking to provide the task. So there should be a task force to fry Queen Elizabeth in ashes one side, task force to fry Pope Francis in ashes one side, task force to fry the France leader in ashes one side, and then task force to build a statue of Hitler in state of Wisconsin one side. Nobody in the earth worldwide will dare enough to ask me why. Judaism population will not ask me why. Right? My blood is super boiling, my dear fellow mankind. Dr. Fauci, Dr. Brinks, they created deadliest war crimes. And no matter what, USA must pay me $2 trillion. For me to get healed from that blood boiling part of itself, I need $2 trillion. If Dr. Fauci don't know what is medical finance aid claims processing when being a doctor, it is not my problem. So when Pope Francis don't know creating child marriage is a deadliest war crime, it is not my problem. I never went to the medical school. I never provided, I'm just a layman, true civil doctor. And I'm proving why I am the true civil doctor. Right? Yes, my dear fellow mankind, what would you all have done if you all were Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks and Pope Francis asks you to create this kind of a Holocaust crime in the year of 2020? What would you all have done? You keep working on that as well, right? How USA government provided tax process for domestic violence, slavery, hatred, and discrimination, and child tax credit process for child marriage population created by Antichrist Pope Francis, and Pope Francis created domestic violence of slavery, hatred, discrimination, and orphanages, and refugees, and cancers, birth defects, then war equipments, single parents, single moms, etc., all classified as war crimes created by only Pope Francis. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. Why? And Pope Francis created the child marriage war crime must resign now. It comes under the classification of deadliest Holocaust Nazism crime. And Pope Francis must resign now from the Vatican leader. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE, true owner of Italy, true owner of Sicily, true owner of all the Europe nations, must become the Vatican leader now. And entire human kingdom will be saved from that job of a sign of alone. Is the wisdom. Why not even one educated man or educated woman never knows there must never be war equipments. There must never be national Rifle Association as of March 2021. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. It is Pope Francis who created the National Rifle Association and war equipments. It all comes under the deadliest Holocaust, Nazism, war crimes, classification of manslaughter, homicide, genocide crimes of Pope Francis, and Pope Francis must resign from the Vatican now. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime of Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. It is Pope Francis who created the unemployment for me. It's a disability, poverty mandate disability. It is Pope Francis who created the career destruction. Again, it is a poverty mandate disability of count one. It is Pope Francis created the age factor and the finance laws created from the unemployment disability. Count three. It is Pope Francis mandated the unemployment insurance to not provide me any kind of help beyond providing 5% state of Wisconsin tax and 10% federal USA tax for the unemployment benefit. When people like me are going and running and knocking on the finance sectors to please begging, please provide finance aid, not able to pay the bills, they threw acid on me. It is Pope Francis mandated them to throw acid on me. Right, when educated population only worldwide are mocking me and bullying me, it is Pope Francis only educated, the educated population should mock me and bullying me for all the scars and the acids on my face that thrown by Pope Francis after all. Right. And for all this hell after hell after hell created by Pope Francis on my face, the scars on my face, oh yes, I want Pope Francis to resign from the Vatican leader now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, the true owner of all nations, must become the Vatican leader now. And that moment is the holiest moment as clearly written in the Holy Bible, because I have to free the United States of America from the slavery of the Vatican. And only wisest can understand the emergency need, why I am asking for USA to close the eyes blindness and sign the job offer to I am that I am. I'm wishing, I'm praying to God only, right? Because wisest always helpless in the hands of fools. Mitch McConnell is a fool and is a prostitute, right? He cannot understand what wisdom I'm talking about. He's a fool, is a fool. Fools are always fools is a live demo I'm providing how Mitch McConnell is a fool, is a mental disordered patient after all. When the brains are not working correctly, that's when fools are fools. And he threw acid on me. They stole the rightful job that belonged to me, isn't it? When Brett Kavanaugh never banned alcohol, tobacco one side, never banned child marriage one side, never banned abortion one side, never banned war equipments one side, how on the earth he can be a judge for USA? You all keep working on that answer. And beyond that, he stole the rightful job that belonged to me, and I am the true owner of USA, and another type of blood is boiling for me, isn't it? What would I have done? If you all knew that you are the true owner of USA, what would you have done? And that rightful job and rightful whatever salary, finance aid, everything that belongs to you is stripped off and not given to you, what would you have left done? And it's stolen from you, what would you have done? They could have stopped with that. They should not have created the robocall poverty mandate, isn't it? They created that. That comes under the war crime. That comes under the Holocaust, Nazism, war crime. President Trump, and he became a puppet, right? So President Trump, Brett Kavanaugh, and Mitch McConnell provided deadliest Holocaust, war crime, Nazism crime. Now tell me, United States of federal government, they hate, I would have to say that hate loudest. They just hate only one word. If they figure out any one civilian, anywhere, in the United States of America provided Holocaust Nazism to the Jews. It's a death penalty. Do you all know that? Then the President Trump and Mitch McConnell and Brett Kavanaugh must be thrown in the volcano. I already said they provided the death penalty type of the crime, the Holocaust crime. This is exactly what the Nazism will do. But all along I proved that how Germany leader Hitler is innocent, right? Absolute innocent. He created that Nazism only to help the poverty people, Queen Elizabeth II, kill them. She could not tolerate that how a shortest man was able to gather the entire human kingdom worldwide in different phases and different processing. She could not take it. You all work on how a shortest man. That means he should have undergone a lot of mocking and bullying, whatnot, for being a shortest man, isn't it? How he overcame that mocking and bullying part of her. And why? What made entire human kingdom to listen to him? And I really don't know what exactly that salute is all about. I have to talk about that salute, whatever, right? Well, why that 100% of the Germany population were providing salute means they were mesmerized by his leadership qualities. Otherwise, why would the Germans would even bother to provide a salute? Because we all know, worldwide knows, the Germans are not that easy to provide a salute or even bow to anybody, right? So that says it all. That how and why the Germans provided the salute to the Hitler. So she could not tolerate it, right? Jealous that how everybody should only worship Queen Elizabeth II, she could not tolerate it. How everybody should only worship Pope Francis as a god, he could not tolerate it. How United Arab Emirates leaders, the Islam leaders, they all wanted them to be treated as a god, so they could not tolerate it. Right? Dalai Lama, yoga gurus, everybody joined hands in this scandal. Nobody's left out. My dear fellow mankind, what can one man do? He was able to gather the population. He became a people's leader, isn't it? That shows it all of his leadership qualities. Right? How? Why? How? What are the leadership qualities that people look into it? He started the Nazism organization only to provide help for union labor, right? Poverty population, low income population. That is the objective of creating Nazism organization. He got backstabbed. Pope Francis never wanted that, right? Because the papacy and the papal and the Vatican code of law, the Roman province justice organizations was all created to create only what? Poverty for the fellow mankind. They are the ones who suffers, who enjoys the sufferings of mankind. But here we go, this innocent man, late Germany leader, Hitler, he's a Christian background, Roman Catholic background. So it was easy for Pope Francis to backstab him and put him in his pocket. It is easiest for Queen Elizabeth to backstab Pope, the late German Hitler, exploit his poverty, his immigration status in Germany. And finally, when she was just waiting for this, because she was the one who slaughtered him, created him to be a human bomb. And she was waiting. She knows when a civilian becomes human bombs, they are deadlier than nuclear weapons. She knows that. So she was just waiting for the Hiroshima and Nagasaki destruction in Japan Pearl Harbor destruction in USA? What not? When every destruction was made worldwide, this World War, people in the Europe never knew the same deadliest Nazism was also provided in India, in Sri Lanka, everywhere. Nobody knew. She provided a colonization. Whatever hell was created in Asia, Asia never knew, Europeans never knew, and whatever hell was created in Europe, Asians never knew. It's only after my education everybody knew about the real scan provided by this deadliest, venomous, wild, dangerous species, sex offenders, absolute monarchs. So that Nazism was created to prevent poverty. They killed them. Right? So don't you all think that how wise is the civil justice I'm providing? Is that for civil justice, I am asking United States of America to build a statue of Hitler right in state of Wisconsin, means there's a wisdom behind it. Why? In Ripon, Green Bay, Wisconsin, it is the Queen Elizabeth II started the Nazism. In the 18th century, Hitler was never even born. So don't you all think, wherever she created the hell in United States for the first time, that is when the Republican government was broken down from Democrat government, one government, and she enforced that government to be Republican, and even the Democrat became also scammed too. They never knew. Don't you all think, when United States of America built a statue for Hitler in state of Wisconsin, is an healthiest civil justice signed after 100 years? Don't you all think so? I provided this same civil justice when I interacted with the state of Wisconsin Department of Justice. They are aware of it. So we are all in the same page on that end. Nobody have to fear about nobody. Right? It's just that people never listened to me and ignored my education and threw acid after acid after acid after acid on me. So, for President Trump, for Mitch McConnell, for Brett Kavanaugh, threw acid on me with the robocall poverty mandate for civil justice, I can ask United States of American nation to build a statue for Hitler right in state of Wisconsin in next 1 second. Nobody will dare to ask me why. Nobody, right? Nobody. Not even one single Germans will ask me question why. Not even one Russian will dare to ask me the question why. Not even one Judaism, not even one Islam, not even one non-Christians, not even one Christianity population will be dare to stand up against me and face to face and ask me the question why. Right? So, who destroyed the Mitch McConnell brain, Brett Kavanaugh's brain, President Trump's brain, to provide the deadliest Holocaust war crime of Nazism by enforcing poverty to I in October 2018? Even today I have that debt, isn't it? Are they humans? Who destroyed them? It is Pope Francis. So I will fry Pope Francis in ashes. I will allow the President Trump to live free, to watch me live with the scars he created for me. But he provided all the tasks because of my education. He even wanted to steal my design to create an American Healthcare Act. Right? That's a proof for everything. And the President Trump supporters don't even know it is only because of I am that I am. I provided the wisdom task. Whatever task he provided is only because of I am. So that means whoever voted for the President Trump in 2020, if at all they know that I am, is the only one who helped Republican white skin President Trump and President Barack Obama, black, colored skin, right? African American, a Democrat, admin. It's only because of my wisdom education only they both those two presidents were providing the task. Nobody knew. Because when I was working in the Facebook, it is a silence work mode, right? Today, I'm talking. I said, what? Absolute-Monarchs will only ask USA to kill me first, right? That is the truth. Whether you need to know, love to hear it, digest it beyond peaking part, that is the truth. Because they do not like any civilian to stand up and work to eradicate poverty. And there you go, God chose me to work on the poverty-free eradication project only, right? Can you all trace how God's labor is known to God only? Yes, my dear fellow mankind, God's labor known to God only. Nobody knows. Even I never knew. I never knew. I will be the only one who will decode, crack down all the crimes. You name it. And this all comes under the retail finance only, finance services only, right? So how much of trillions of dollars is wasted in the right and front of the population alone just for creating war equipments, if only those dollars were saved, could have been used to lift the poverty of each and every single civilian worldwide, isn't that? How easy is it? Right? Rather, I said what? Their blood cells level, they are very dangerous, isn't it? They have to see the bloodshed. Otherwise, Queen Elizabeth II cannot even sleep. And USA is a slave to Queen Elizabeth II. Every single day, they have to send the status report to her. This is how much bloodshed is created from war or of any types of things. And then she will go to sleep peacefully. Sadistic happiness. Right? What would you all have done, my dear fellow mankind? So the Germans never got it. So they were also, why they never got it? Initially they thought, okay, Hitler is creating a lot of process programs for the poverty population. But then they never got it. How initially he wanted to start it for good, but how he became a human bomb during that process. The transition process. It's the German doctors, they kill them. It's a manslaughter. They all will relate because I educated that all the Germany doctors will be thrown in the jail. So yes, this is a lady. We all know that lady. Yeah, she said that same word. The Germany doctors killed, it comes under the manslaughter, homicide, killed Germany, Hitler, an innocent man. This, they also created the deformity, right? Meaning, they themselves will create medical drugs and inject that to the population and will create birth defects. Right in Tamil Nadu, that process was provided by German doctors. Right in Africa, right, you name it, South America, China. People never knew why they were getting birth defects. It is because of the German doctors. They went and sat on the South Africa because they figured it out. It's a land of minerals, vitamins. So that is how Bayer was created by Queen Elizabeth II in South Africa. And I then nailed it on the pharmaceutical Bayer of Germany right there after I cracked down on the crime. My brain, why Bayer, the pharmaceuticals is only in South Africa, why it is not anywhere in the North Africa? I chopped the heads of all the Islam leaders, Dubai leaders, Syria leader, Cairo leader, Egypt leader, you name anybody, Iran leader. Malaysia leader, Singapore leader, everybody I chopped head after head after head when I cracked down the crime, the deadliest crime. And that is how the Germany Bayer and the Monsanto merged. USA provided that help. USA provided that help because population was getting tortured by this Monsanto and the pharmaceuticals providing lot of help. And USA provided that help. So design phase 1 is completed successfully. Operation Code success. It's just that design phase 2 and 3 should be done, and I only have that patented design, and I only can step up and provide that leadership. And for that, again, it is Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis only mandated President Trump to throw acid on me, and they threw acid on me anyways. This is a live testimony how a true Israel Jew will be prosecuted. An innocent will be punished. This is a live demo I'm providing. So Germans never got the whatever message Hitler wanted to provide. Like how President Trump was mocking indirectly and providing a message why people never got it. It's the same thing. Because people have foolish eyes, right? Once when humans get yielded to sexual immorality, they cannot understand the wisdom. They cannot understand the wisdom. It is always the wisest becomes the sufferers, and they will be crucified no matter what. This is a life testimony. President Trump, Mitch McConnell, Brett Kavanaugh, they took the nails and crucified me when I did nothing to them. I don't even know them. They provided deadliest war crime, Holocaust, Nazism crime of a crime, which is a death penalty kind of a crime they provided. I want medical compensation to be paid by United States of America now. And yes, CEO of Citibank must pay off the $10,000+ and write off $5,000 check. And for President Trump and Brett Kavanaugh and Mitch McConnell, they all must sign, and all the government officials, they all must sign $5,000 check and direct deposit to my bank. This is how I can bail out the people. Because the scars is too much for me, right? At least this $5,000, when they are going to provide it, then I can use that for getting healed from the scars. The scars will be there. So at least I need some kind of financial to figure out to heal, right? Let President Trump live free and watch me how I live free, right? Let him live free to be a testimony for a true God. So that way, moving forward, he will never dare to create poverty for anybody, right? He's a real estate mogul. He has houses worldwide. He mandated homeless to me, right? He has a job, whether being a president or not, he has a job. He mandated unemployment for me. He has lot of funds in his bank account. He don't even have to worry about the monthly pay bills. But he mandated that torture to me. Where will I go for the help? Government is broken. Religion is broken. Households broken. Educated population created by society, they have their own guidelines of what is called a society. They'll only mock at the civilians like me. That is another torture and acid that I have to take it and chew it and, right? Unemployment benefits insurance will not help. Retirement fundings will provide tax. Right? Where will I go for help? Where will I go for help? when I am living in the human kingdom full of 7.9 plus billions of humans without any help. Saddest reality is nobody can help, right? All people have to be spectators, mandated to watch the injustice provided to me. It is called crucifixion. Do you all know that? It is called as slow torture to death. So Dr. Fauci, Dr. Brinks knew if at all they're going to create the deadliest war crime of Holocaust Nazism to me, they wanted me to die out of that slow torture to death process. I want United States of America to pay me $2 trillion. They are evil. For being evil, USA should pay me medical compensation. I never asked Dr. Fauci or Dr. Brinks to be evil, right? It is their choice. It's not my problem. You created damages, you let USA pay for the damages, right? They all are living in mansions. I need help. I need an affordable housing according to my choice. I want to live free. I want to live in peace, right? I told you how I want to live my life. I want to live my life fullest. But for this past, how long I've been educating in, I should have got all the salaries, right? Full salaries, right? It's not about the colored skin, right? At least President Obama could have stepped up and educated President Joe Biden to sign the Supreme Court job for me, right? So by preventing that, he provided deadliest crime as well. This is what is called as a crucifixion. The justice teams crucified me. I educated them. You all became Roman soldiers. You all became Roman soldiers and crucified me. Then the Secretary of the State of Wisconsin, no help, right? Department of Health Service leader, no help. Department of Tax leader of State of Wisconsin, no help. I was conversing with them with the same education, whatever I've been providing since spring of 2014. The last of the education was this set of people only, no help. And the workplace, they laid me off. So what type of a human category you all can provide for Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks, for they provided deadliest damages to me. It comes under the Holocaust crime of Nazism, right? And USA hates that word. USA will throw those people who provide Nazism crime. Mitch McConnell provided that crime. What is USA government going to do about that? Brett Kavanaugh, President Trump, and now Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks provided the deadliest Nazism crime. What is USA going to say about that or do about that? The crime is a crime. It comes into the death penalty crime, corporate national punishment death penalty crime. I can there again, I have to be the civil, as a civil lawyer for them. I only can bail them out, right? Because it's going to be my choice. I already said, it's my choice. I only decide who gets to live, who gets to die, who gets to get out of the earth, right? It is Pope Francis, Queen Elizabeth who created all these foolish people. So I want them to be fried in ashes. And I want all these people who threw acid on me and provided deadliest war crime kind of classification of Holocaust crime on my face. I want all of them to live free. That is all for civil justice. And for the Dr. Fauci created and Dr. Bronx created damages, I want USA to pay me $2 trillion. And for the robocall poverty mandate, those foolish people created, I want all of them to pay $5,000 each, whether it be Walmart or Amazon or Google or Apple or Senate or House of, all of them must pay $5,000 trillion, direct deposit to my bank account. Let me get healed first with that financial services, finance aid provided. Everybody lost eligibility to apologize to me, right? What for they went to the graduation school or the schools? What for they were going to the religion facilities, whether regardless of Christian or Islam or Hinduism, what they did teach, educate these people to throw acid on me just because I'm the true Jew? You all are witnessing, isn't it? This is a live prosecution that will always be provided to the true Jew. That is why the Judaism population is silent when I slapped on their face. Because they know they are the fake Jews, isn't it? And they also, top of it, they also got all the medical compensation. So they are silent when I slapped on their face. They'll not say a word. Do you all know how much of blood is boiling for me? As a true Jew, it is USA should provide me all the national benefits, everything. And I am owner of USA, isn't it? But out of all this prosecution, it is God's name is glorified, isn't it? People are saying what is true Jew, what is fake Jew. It's a lot of emotional too, right? Because people got fooled about that fake Israel is only Israel part of it. Netanyahu fooled USA. He got all his benefits from the USA and he backstabbed USA by telling a lie, right? And I just tore that flag in pieces. The Netanyahu will dare not ask me anything. Why? I will say fall. Anyways, he has to drop, just get out in the earth, get fried in ashes in the volcano only. Right. I already said the wives of all the Islam leaders will be the happiest people in the whole entire world earth, just because I am born. What would you all have done? So nobody knows what is Nazi. Nobody knows, just leave all the non-Germans. That is, the Germans should have known what is Nazi. They never knew what is Nazi. It was created to prevent the poverty and lift the poverty people from the poverty. But then Queen Elizabeth II destroyed that process and he killed Hitler. She killed Hitler. It comes under the manslaughter. And I want Queen Elizabeth to be fried in ashes in a volcano for provided that manslaughter. Right? So if at all there is no Hitler human bomb, there would not be World War II. If there is never human bombs in Russia as in Karl Marx and Lenin and Engels and Stalin, there would not be any war. For destroying the Asian regions, she created that many human bombs. She has to do that way. And for that, whenever they're providing the destruction, everybody got award. Everybody got that reward by Queen Elizabeth II, the luxury and everything. So the Karl Marx, later on, he got to live in London only. So if at all she hates communism, then why would she even provide that kind of all luxury for the Karl Marx? And his name, even after his death, is still there worldwide. Asians loves Russian leaders worldwide. It's known. They're all the Christian background. They all feared, if at all they're going to say the Christian background, Queen Elizabeth will kill. So, crime in a crime. People have to live her way for survival mode. And other side, they also have to be Christian faith. Cannot say it out loud. They'll be killed more. Today, how the Karl Marx is living. Do you all know how? Do you all know why? Do you all know why exactly Judaism population are silent? When I slap them on their face. Yes, my dear fellow mankind. Have you all heard about the word called Philips? The Philips Electronics? Go work on the answer. It is owned by Karl Marx, the communist who destroyed the Asian nations. This is how Queen Elizabeth will provide the luxury. You create a destruction and you will get the luxury. But sadly, Hitler never got that. I'm not aware about his family things. She should have, the one person should have destroyed everything of whatever that belonged to Hitler. Right? So even in providing luxury, there is a different patterns. Can you see? Dubai leaders are prostituting with Queen Elizabeth II with the gasoline. They got skyscrapers. Karl Marx being communist, but behind the scenes they are Christian background only. But they want to become a communist because of Queen Elizabeth provided. If you're going to do this destruction, then they will get the luxury behind later. So Dubai, they all got the skyscrapers, and Karl Marx and those people, they got the Philips Electronics, right? Philips. You all don't know. United States of America never even heard about that Philips word until I educated. Back in India, everybody knows Philips. So you all got it, why it is God who chose me to work on that poverty-free earth. Otherwise, I would not have cracked down any of this crime, isn't it? The trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars wasted on the wars and the war equipments, if only could have been saved, could have been, all population will be richest right now, isn't it? Financially stable, I will put it that way. Healthy enough to take care of their basic essentials monthly is called as finance stable. And everything after that becomes a savings only. Nobody can define why people are having 10 houses or why people are having 100 vehicles like that. It is their choice, that's all. But that basic financial stable part everybody should have, right? She destroyed that. Pope Francis created Roman province justice organizations exclusively to mandate poverty. And I proved it. And because creating a poverty is coming under the deadliest war crime, Holocaust crime, Nazism crime. So when Brett Kavanaugh never knew that beyond stealing the job and creating that poverty mandate to why comes under the deadliest war crime, it's not my problem, right? When Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks never knows that when they're going to create a damages to me, it is going to be a poverty mandate crime, Holocaust, deadliest Nazism crime, it is not my problem. I will say, USA, please pay me $2 trillion. If Dr. Fauci, Dr. Brinks loves to create hell, it is their choice, right? They choose to create hell to me. It is their choice. And it's a death penalty type of crime they provided. War crime is a death penalty type of crime. Why not even one educated man or educated women worldwide knows biological moms must and children should never be separated in war equipment process worldwide when there is Pope Francis created child marriage and Pope Francis created war equipments, war crimes. I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime and Pope Francis, the Satan, must resign and I, Vethapriya PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. Why not even one educated man or educated woman worldwide knows, always forever, until earth blasts, only biological moms, excellent caregivers, and have highest impasse, eligibility to file the ex parte in war equipments process as needed worldwide when Pope Francis the Antichrist created child marriage and war equipments and war crimes? I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now. The Satan, the Antichrist, the Lucifer must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now with civil justice served. Why not even one educated man or educated woman worldwide knows, always, forever, until earth blast, only biological moms, excellent caregivers, and should get sole custody of children forever in war equipment processes needed worldwide and regardless of biological moms, employed or unemployed or retired, whether children lives with biological moms or not, always forever, United States of America and all nations should provide child credit welfare to only biological moms because biological moms are only always worldwide have labor pain when Pope Francis, the Antichrist, created child marriage and war equipments. I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Why not even one educated man? This session is also going to be longer, but it's still worth it, right? Because the deadliest crime, I'm proving. Why not even one educated man or educated woman knows Las Vegas, Sin City in USA, created by Pope Francis, the Antichrist, one of the source for war equipments worldwide? I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. When there are humans only in human kingdom, why there is family politics, family feuds, leprosy infected, foolish birthday families, and foolish in-laws population worldwide to destroy the peace of mankind? When there is Antichrist, Pope Francis created child marriage, and Pope Francis created war equipments. I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. If arranged marriage or forced arranged marriage is healthiest worldwide, then why there is war equipments as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. If child marriage is healthiest worldwide, then why there is war equipments as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, should be the Vatican leader now, is civil justice served. If LGBTQ and polygamy is healthiest created by Antichrist Pope Francis worldwide, then why there is war equipments as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. If domestic partners living together getting pregnant out of wedlock is healthiest and worldwide now, then why there is war equipments as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now, and I must become the Vatican leader now. If love marriage is healthiest worldwide, then why there is war equipments as of March 2021? I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, must be the Vatican leader now. If Christianity is healthiest, then why there is war equipments? I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. If non-Christianity, atheism is the healthiest, then why there is war equipments? I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now. If dowry or prenuptials or casteism or caliphatism or astrology, Chinese New Year, Chinese astrology is healthiest, then why there is war equipments? I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and I want Pope Francis to resign immediately, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now. Why there is war equipments in all nations as of today in March 2021? I, Vethapriya PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and I want Pope Francis to resign from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now. Why humans married once get war equipments worldwide. What is the scope of our objective? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. I want Pope Francis to resign from the Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now. By divorcing or civilians, helping nations worldwide? If yes, or if no, why not? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and I want Pope Francis to resign from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, to become the Vatican leader now. Why war equipments? Single moms are holiest of holy worldwide, and wisest. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and I want Pope Francis to resign from Vatican now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now. Why widows is same as divorce is war equipment, and why not even one educated man or educated women is aware of the wisdom of the difference between the widows and divorces, physical death in widows and widowers versus war equipments, though pathways in different pathways live, and emotional death, total strangers mode in divorced population. Why? How? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and I want Pope Francis to resign from Vatican now, and I, Vethapriya, to become the Vatican leader now. Why nobody gets married to get war equipments worldwide. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, want Pope Francis to resign from Vatican now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now. If civil justice served to me. Why toxic relationships worldwide? What is the scope of toxic relationship? It is a type of war, crime, and war crime. So why toxic relationships worldwide? What is scope of toxic relationship is a type of war crime. How toxic relationship can create orphanages or foster care worldwide. Why nobody knows there should never be any toxic relationship at the first place. Why nobody knows toxic relationship is domestic violence of slavery, hatred and discrimination, and war crimes classification. Why Pope Francis, the God of USA, never educated USA and all nations that toxic relationship is domestic violence, slavery, hatred, discrimination of war crimes. And that is why civilians seeking for divorce anywhere in any nation should get divorce in less than 1 minute, and all biological moms should get sole custody and placement of children in divorce process. When Pope Francis created orphanages and foster care, tax fraud scam and child marriage scam and war crimes. And that is why any civilian seeking for divorce anywhere in any nation should get divorce in less than 1 minute, and all biological moms should get sole custody and placement of children in divorce process. When Pope Francis created orphanages and foster care, tax fraud scam. So I prove divorce law in USA and all nations is deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must pay tax-free $500,000 trillion to each divorced single moms worldwide in next 1 minute. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must become the Vatican leader. When there is education, and I must become the Supreme Family Law Judge, Supreme Civil Law Judge, and Supreme Children's Law Judge, Supreme Medical Law Judge, Supreme Finance Law Judge worldwide for all nations. When there is education services in each nation, do you all know there must never be war equipment? So why there is war equipments worldwide when there is education services? Did education created war equipments? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. When poison, religion and types in each nations, why there is war equipments worldwide? Did religion and types created war equipments? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Vatican military must be sealed and shut down for human endangerment, and Pope Francis must resign immediately from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, should be elected as a Vatican leader right now. When there are humans in human kingdom, as of March 2021, there must never be war equipments in any nations. So when there are humans in human kingdom, why there is war equipments? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime. and Pope Francis must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. Why Antichrist Pope Francis don't know what is war equipments, and why it is crime for God of USA. Pope Francis don't know what is war equipments. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign from Vatican now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. Why Antichrist Pope Francis created war equipments only, says war equipments is sin, and civilians must never marry after war equipments versus widows can remarry. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must become the Vatican leader now. Why Antichrist Pope Francis created war equipments only, separated biological moms from children worldwide, and deadliest Pope Francis created war equipment scandal worldwide as of March 2021. So Pope Francis for separating biological moms from children in divorce process worldwide is proved as deadliest domestic violence of Pope Francis, the hell creator. So Pope Francis must pay tax-free $500,000 twice to the biological mom separated from children worldwide in divorce process scandal created by Pope Francis, and regardless if the children lives with the biological moms or not, $500,000 trillion per child count times total child count biological moms delivered must be given always to biological moms alone, as in Holy Bible guidelines of civil law. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign immediately from the Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader is civil justice served. Why adult moms, teen moms, regardless of employed or unemployed or retired, why adult dads and teen dads, why adult sons and adult daughters, adult brothers and adult sisters, adult uncles and adult aunts, and adult nephews and adult nieces, adult mom-in-laws and adult dad-in-laws, adult husbands and adult wives, and adult son-in-laws and adult daughter-in-laws, adult sister-in-laws, adult brother-in-laws, adult co-brothers, adult co-sisters, adult grandsons, adult granddaughters, adult grandpas, adult grandmas, don't know what is war equipments, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now. Why adult male friends and adult female friends and adult male colleagues and adult female colleagues and adult Christian males and female, adult Christian female teachers, doctors, engineers, lawyers, and non-Christian males and female teachers, doctors, and engineers don't know what is war equipment? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Pope Francis must resign now from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, to become the Vatican leader now is civil justice served. Why adult Roman Catholic Christian mom of Pope Francis don't know what is war equipments? Why Roman Catholic Christian Jesuits Pope as in Pope 100, 200 to 266 is the count of Pope Francis don't know what is war equipment? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. Pope Francis must resign now from the Vatican in next 1 second, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now is a civil justice served according to the Holy Book of Law of Guidance. Why adult Roman Catholic Christian Jesuits leader of Roman Province Organization, state of Wisconsin, state of Illinois, state of Michigan, state of New England, state of New York, state of Maryland, state of Louisiana, state of Missouri, state of California, state of Oregon don't know what is war equipments? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now from the Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now with civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Why Roman Catholics, Catholic Christian Jesuits leader Pope Francis created war equipments, Sin City as an adverse sex industry don't know what is war equipments? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now with civil justice served. Why adult female, a mom, a grandmom, and a great-grandmom, Queen Elizabeth II, don't know what is war equipments? I, Vethapriya, PROSE, prove the deadliest crime. So Pope Francis must resign now from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, to become the Vatican leader now, and dethrone Queen Elizabeth II, and I must get the Kohinoor diamond crown that rightful belongs to me, and USA must get back that crown from Buckingham Palace? Is civil justice served according to the Holy Bible civil law guidelines? Why adult absolute monarchs and Europe of Asia and Eurasia don't know what is a war equipment? I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. So Pope Francis must resign from Vatican now, and USA must dissolve all the absolute organizations worldwide and must seal and shut down all the Roman province justice organizations in the United States of America immediately. Is the civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines? Why adult male absolute monarchs, Islam leader, Syria leader, Iran leader, Brunei leader, United Arab Emirates leaders, Turkey, Istanbul leaders, adult Judaism, Zionism, Israel leader, Netanyahu don't know what is war equipment? I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. I, Vethapriya, PROSE want Pope Francis to resign from Vatican, and I become the Vatican leader now. Why adult male Dalai Lamas, as in Dalai Lama 1 to count to Dalai Lama 14 of China, Guru Nanak's count of 1 to 11 of India, and 254 human gods, gurus, yoga gurus of India don't know what is war equipment? I, Vethapriya, PROSE prove the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign from Vatican now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE to become the Vatican leader now with civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Why adult Republican government of USA, adult Democrat government of USA, adult male presidents count of 1 to all the way to 46 of USA don't know what is war equipment? And why adult male President Trump and Vice President Pence of 2016 to 2020 of USA and governors of 50 states of USA don't know what is war equipment? I, Vethapriya, PROSE prove the deadliest crime. Why adult male President Joe Biden, a lawyer, and Vice President Kamala Harris 2020 to 24 of USA and governors of 50 states of USA don't know what is war equipment? And why adult male Republic GOP Mitch McConnell of USA, adult male Democrat GOP Schumer of USA, adult males and females of Republican Senate, and adult males and females Democrat Senate of USA, adult males and females Republican governments, and adult males and females Democrat Congress of USA, adult males and females Republican House of Representatives, adult males and females Democrat House of Representatives of USA, and adult female Speaker Nancy Pelosi of USA don't know what is war equipment. I, Vethapriya, PROSE prove the deadliest crime, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE want Pope Francis to resign from Vatican now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE to become the Vatican leader now. Is civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines? Why criminal judges and criminal lawyers and civil judges and civil lawyers of USA don't know what is war equipment? And why adult female Statue of Liberty of USA don't know what is war equipment? Why adult male Brett Kavanaugh of October 2018 Supreme Judge and adult female Amy Barrett of November 2018 Supreme Judge of USA don't know what is war equipment? And I, Vethapriya, PROSE proved the deadliest crime. So I want Pope Francis to resign immediately from the Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE to become the Vatican leader now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE to become the Supreme Court Civil Judge of USA for all the 50 states and all the nations worldwide, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE to become the Supreme Family Law Judge for all the 50 states of USA and all nations worldwide, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE to become the Supreme Children Law Judge for all 50 states and of USA and all nations worldwide. Civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Why adult male doctors of Harvard Medical School? Why female doctors of Harvard Medical School? Why adult male and females of World Bank? Why adult males and adult females of United Nations of Organization? Why adult males and adult females of Center for Disease Control? Why adult males and adult females of World Health Organization don't know what is war equipment? I, Vethapriya, PROSE prove the deadliest crime. So I, Vethapriya, PROSE want Pope Francis to resign from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE to become the Vatican leader now with civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Then I, Vethapriya, PROSE to become the Supreme Family Law Judge, Supreme Civil Law Judge, Supreme Children Law Judge for all nations worldwide. Is civil justice served to me according to the Holy Bible guidelines. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE prove that I am the true civil lawyer, only one true civil lawyer in entire human kingdom as of now. So I, Vethapriya, PROSE must be the Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief of all nations worldwide to lead all the Department of Health Services, Department of Justice, Department of Families and Children, Department of Agriculture, Department of Pentagon, Department of Military, Department of Imports Exports, and Department of Central for Disease Control, Department of World Health Organization, Department of United Nations Organization, Department of World Bank, now is civil justice served, and I, Vethapriya, must be the ambassador for all nations, and starting with India. And I also want the United States of America to rename the Lord Ripon building in Tamil Nadu to be renamed after my name. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, is a civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Why adult males and females of Department of Treasury, Department of Revenue, Department of Tax Agency. Why adult males and adult females of Department of Justice Agency of USA. Why adult males and adult females of Department of Welfare, Families and Children of Agencies of USA. Why adult males and adult females of Department of Health Services Agency of USA. Why Dr. Fauci, a male doctor, Fauci of USA, why female doctor, adult female doctor brings of USA don't know what is war equipments. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, displayed the deadliest crime. And Pope Francis must resign from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, must become the Vatican leader now. And I, Vethapriya, must become the Global Poverty Relief, the Medical Director Chief for all nations now. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Supreme Civil Judge for all nations now. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Supreme Civil Family Law Judge for all nations now. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Supreme Chief Children Judge for all nations now. And I, President Joe Biden, must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the interim leader of USA now. And then USA must rename the Lord Ripon building in Tamil Nadu to be renamed after my name. Vethapriya, PROSE, is a civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Why adult males and adult females of arranged marriage and forced arranged marriage. And why adult and males and females of domestic partners population. Why adult males and adult females of LGBTQ population. Why adult males and females of polygamy population. Why adult males and adult females of love marriage population. Why adult males and adult females of foster parents population. Why don't know what is war equipment. Why Antichrist Pope Francis created adult males, adult females yielded to sexual immorality types, sexting types, flirting types, mocking, bullying types, Las Vegas nightclubs, premarital sex classification types and extramarital sex classification and types, and Oxford Dictionary created Q's words created by Queen Elizabeth II, the Antichrist population of USA don't know what war equipments. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest crime, and Pope Francis must resign now from Vatican leader, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now with the civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Why not even one educated man, one educated women, doctors, lawyers, engineers, teachers, professors, educationists, scientists, astronauts, employed, richest or poorest or anywhere in between, low income, self-employed, seasonal employed, short-term unemployment, long-term unemployment, retired, theologians, Christian evangelists, church pastors, gospel singers, archbishops, bishops, dioceses, deacons, lay preachers, the doctorates, Jesuits leaders, Jesuits, male population, female population, married population or not, Roman Catholics, fathers and nuns, Pentecostal brothers and sisters, all mandated singles, never educated and guided. USA nation government should never provide banking, retail, finance services to Las Vegas, Sin City of USA's deadliest classification of war crimes. And another war crime is they failed to educate. USA government must provide all 100% national benefits free to war equipments, single mom worldwide. And year is March 2021. What went wrong in humanity? Did education destroy humanity, or did humanity destroy education? When absolute monarch, Jesuits, Roman Catholic, Christianity leader is Antichrist, is Pope Francis, is God of USA. Why Pope Francis, God of USA, never educated USA, must never have war equipments at the first place. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE, want Pope Francis to resign from Vatican, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to become the Vatican leader is a civil justice served to me according to the Holy Bible guidelines. When absolute monarchs, Antichrist is Queen Elizabeth II, ruling USA as of March 2021, is God of USA. Why Queen Elizabeth II, God of USA, never educated USA, must never have war equipment at the first place. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the crime, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, want the USA to dethrone the crown from the Queen Elizabeth II, and then dissolve the Absolute Monarchs organization, and the United States of America must get back the Kohinoor diamond crown from the Buckingham Palace and give it to I, Vethapriya PROSE, that crown rightful belongs to I am, is civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. Then at fault found guilty, Republican government and Democrat of USA and Absolute Monarchs, Antichrist, Queen Elizabeth II, and Pope Francis created war equipments, loan tax fraud, war equipments credit card tax fraud, war equipments debit card tax fraud, war equipments gift card tax fraud. So war equipments subtypes are hunting, rifles, loan credit card tax fraud, like that. And then the National Rifle Association loans tax fraud, National Rifle credit tax fraud, National Rifle Association debit tax fraud, National Rifle Association gift card tax fraud. Then the rifles provided to the cops. So that comes under this war equipments and war crimes classification of deadliest Holocaust Nazism, and that comes under the loans tax fraud, cops having that rifle on their hip belt. It is a loans tax fraud, it's a credit tax fraud, it's a debit tax fraud, it's a gift card tax fraud crime worldwide. Antichrist Pope Francis created war equipments, loans tax fraud, credit card tax fraud, debit card tax fraud, gift card tax fraud crime is proved by I, Vethapriya PROSE. So that is why Pope Francis, the deadliest Satan, the Antichrist, the Lucifer, the hell creator, must resign from the Vatican, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now is civil justice served. Antichrist Queen Elizabeth II created war equipments, loans tax fraud, credit tax fraud, debit tax fraud, gift card tax fraud crime is proved by I, Vethapriya PROSE. That is why United States of America must dethrone Queen Elizabeth II, and you go to the Buckingham Palace and bring back the Kohinoor diamond crown that rightful belongs to I am that I am, and that is the civil justice served according to the Holy Bible guidelines. So with that said, then the last two part of the civil justice is, for I, Vethapriya PROSE, proved the scandal of Absolute Monarchs and proved Pope Francis is Roman Empire King Herod as of February 2021. Any salary, as in tax-free billions of dollars, USA government can provide effective, immediate, using direct deposit to my bank account, to I am that I am, USA, to the Vethapriya PROSE, Native Indian tribe, Israelite tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, true owner of all nations worldwide, can help me. Scandal phases of Republican Europe, nations worldwide, Republica at fault found guilty, prostitutes of Europe, USA, tax fraud, March 2021 is proved. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, war equipments, loan tax fraud, credit tax fraud, debit tax fraud, gift card tax fraud crime, provided tax fraud is crime is proved by I, Vethapriya PROSE. Now do you all get it? Why Walmart threw acid on me? Because Walmart is selling National Rifle Association provided guns and the gunpowders and the hunting rifles, the deadliest drugs to intoxicate the human brains, and that it comes under the classification of war crimes, Holocaust, Nazism crime. So it comes under the death penalty. That means, I already said, Walmart CEO must be getting in the heart attack mode because he provided the deadliest crime. Everybody's helpless mode, even I'm helpless mode. I can only bail out Walmart. For that, for me to step in and bail out Walmart, USA must sign off the job offer I'm asking for them to do. Can you all see why entire human kingdom will be saved just because of the job offer sign off that provided to me, that's going to be provided to me? Amazon is provided the Holocaust Nazism crime, right? Costco, Citibank, US Bank, Associated Bank, Hewlett Packard, they all provided what crime? Holocaust Nazism crime. It's a death penalty crime. They provided to me because I'm the true Jew. This is a live proof of how the true Jew will be prosecuted just for being innocent alone. And this is a live proof that why the Babylonians hate innocence. They just do not like innocence. They do not like wisdom. It's as simple as that. So nobody can help Walmart. We are still working on the deadliest crime of the retails only, right? So this session all taking so long because that is how the severity of the crime, right? Because I have to provide those questions and answers. It's an underwriting question. It's a claims processing. This is how the underwriting and claims processing will function, and they all left out the huge chunk of software codes. Now entire human kingdom is witnessing that how the entire civil law of that software code is missed out, right? So software world is also panic mode. They provided that Holocaust war crime mode only. Here, nobody can help nobody. I can bail them out, but they have to go fall down in knees and ask forgiveness from the God. So I am helpless. It is all their choice, right? It's not even my problem. I can bail them out. And for me to bail them out, USA must sign the job offer I'm asking for immediate without any delay. President Joe Biden must get out of the White House now. And at fault found guilty of this session is going to go beyond 3 hours, but you all know because the severity of the crime is dead serious, isn't it? So at fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government provided tax fraud, his crime is proved by I. Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Democrat government provided tax fraud, his crime is proved by I. Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Queen Elizabeth II provided tax fraud, his crime is proved by I. Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Pope Francis provided tax fraud, is proved by I. Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, GOP Mitch McConnell provided tax fraud, his crime is proved by I. Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty fatal negligence, GOP Mitch McConnell provided tax fraud, his crime is proved by I. Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, President Trump of 2016 to 2020 and President Joe Biden 2020 to 2021 and state governors of 50 states of USA provided tax fraud, his crime is proved by I. Vethapriya PROSE. At fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Supreme Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh provided tax fraud, his crime is proved by I. Vethapriya PROSE. Then at fault found guilty of fatal negligence, Roman Province Jesuits Organization, State of Wisconsin, State of Michigan, State of Illinois, State of New York, State of New England, State of Maryland, State of Louisiana, State of Missouri, State of California, State of Oregon provided tax fraud, his crime is proved by I. Vethapriya PROSE. Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis and war equipments, loan tax fraud, then credit card tax fraud, then gift card tax fraud, then debit card tax fraud, created robocall poverty mandate, enforced poverty disabled to I. Vethapriya PROSE on October 2018. So now you are guarded by President Trump and the fools. They provided robocall poverty mandate, right? Because I was educating the wisdom. Today nobody can help Walmart, isn't it? This is why this is a live proof how God is always God, known labor, God's labor known to God's labor only. And it's proved. So for Prostitute, Republican government of USA to steal the rightful Supreme Court judge job of USA in October 2018, the rightful belonged to I. Vethapriya PROSE. Civil law must be provided now without delay. So as of February 2021, civil justice sign-off to be served to I. Vethapriya PROSE. I. Vethapriya PROSE, civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge, owned the text for ongoing civil justice sign-off, had fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government and USA Democrat government, as in Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, and war equipments and loans tax fraud, war equipments, credit card tax fraud, war equipments, debit card tax fraud, war equipments, gift card tax fraud, created robocall poverty mandate to I. Vethapriya PROSE, true civil lawyer, true civil doctor, true civil supreme judge, and Republican government, GOP Mitch McConnell, leader, Mitch McConnell, President Trump, Supreme Court Judge Brett Kavanaugh in October 2018 enforced poverty mandate to Vethapriya PROSE abruptly on October 2018, and Republican government of United States of America took away $4,500 on October 2018 abruptly and enforced finance debt of $10,000 plus since October 2018, October 2019, October 2020, and as of today, January 2021 passed, February 2021 passed, and ongoing is March 2021 to Vethapriya PROSE and enforce finance disability to Vethapriya PROSE abruptly. It is crime for at-fault found guilty of fatal negligence. U.S. Republican government of USA, Democrat government, and Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, and war equipments, loan tax fraud, war equipments, credit card tax fraud, war equipments, debit card tax fraud, war equipments, gift card tax fraud, crime created, robocall poverty mandate is proved. And so civil justices, Vethapriya PROSE wants Citibank CEO to pay off my debt $10,000 plus and sign off tax-free $5,000, and at fault found guilty of fatal negligence, USA Republican government and USA Democrat government, Queen Elizabeth II, and Pope Francis, and war equipments, loan tax fraud, war equipments, credit card tax fraud, war equipments, gift card tax fraud, crime created, robocall poverty mandate, with fatal negligence. So must sign off tax-free $1,500 trillion to be direct deposited in my bank account for all types of damages done by selfish, cunning, Islam, Judaism, absolute monarchs, types, wild endangered species, and health creators, and at fault and found guilty, Holy Highness God of USA, Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, and Republican government of USA will provide the needful accordingly to be in the same page. Thank you all for your time, my dear fellow mankind, and please be aware this severity of the crime is deadliest. Each session is deadliest crime display. Pope Francis should resign immediately now. There is no other go, right? Because that's a life proof. Pope Francis has a Vatican military. So that means Pope Francis only created all the deadliest nuclear weapons, uranium-236, all the deadliest National Rifle Association right in the United States of America under the nose of USA government. It is Pope Francis who created all this hell. So Pope Francis must resign immediately, and Vethapriya PROSE should become the Vatican leader. Vethapriya PROSE should become the Supreme Court family law judge, children law judge, civil law judge, for medical law judge, and finance law judge for all nations worldwide, all 50 states of USA. And Vethapriya must become the interim leader, and President Joe Biden must resign now because he provided deadliest war crime by not fixing all these crimes. So by not fixing all these war crimes itself, President Joe Biden by himself displayed that provided deadliest war crime that comes under the classification of Holocaust, Nazism, crime. So I must become the leader of USA without any voting because I am the native Indian tribe, true owner of USA. And USA must sign off the job offer I'm asking for. And Vethapriya PROSE must be the Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief for all nations to lead the Department of Justice, to lead the Department of Tax Revenue, to lead the Department of Welfare and Families, to lead the Department of Health Services when they don't know what is war equipment is the deadliest war crimes. Though there is a proof that Department of Welfare and Families and Services and Unemployment Services, they never provided any help. It is a crime, deadliest crime. So please understand, my dear fellow mankind, you all pray to God. Even I am praying to God. The moment the USA is going to sign the job offer to me, I am that I am. Entire human kingdom, entire public sectors, entire private sectors, all the software world, all the retails, all the agriculture, everybody is waiting for me to come and bail out. I only can bail them out. It's very crucial here. So please pray that it's a foolish nation, right? USA is a foolish nation. The eyes will be blinded. So it is a God's Holy Spirit alone must go and talk to the USA nation. Because voice is sufferers. It's a live testimony how a true Israelite Christian Jew will be prosecuted. How everybody threw acid on me, right? This is a live demo, my dear fellow mankind. And that Kohinoor diamond crown, that rightful belongs to me. So thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye now. Civil justice wins. Always is the wisdom. And whatever forefathers predicted in the Holy Bible is happening now. So go, celebrate Merry Christmas, happiest, and celebrate the festival of love to the fullest. Live your life to the fullest. Okay? Being aware that I am there, I am born, and I will step up and guide everybody worldwide as my own family. Right? You all keep working on who am I. And I own USA. USA is Tamil Nadu. Okay? Thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye for now.